Yeah.
Alright,
One, two, two, two.
Good night, greetings everybody. We are G-Syndicate, and tonight is vibes as we syndicate you vibes, you know. You're gonna be hearing some songs off our upcoming EP. Think it's gonna be nice. So right about now, we starting with this one. Ready to blow? So are you ready to go? So are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh, ready to blow, ready to blow. Oh, ha, so let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time to start the party. Sometimes we be getting dirty. This time we're starting this thing right. Hey, so just kick off your shoes. It's no time to feel the blues. So baby, we gonna do our thing tonight. Oh, leave the work at home, leave the stress alone, toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time for you to be free. Let's just enjoy the party tonight. We just gonna ease our mind. So just live on the wall, cause we're not gonna step on all in the way. Just leaving all our fears behind. So leave the work at home, leave the stress alone, toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Let the music take control. Let it seep into your soul. When the bass line starts pulsating, feel the stress evaporate. Let it bring me to your mind. There could be no better time to get on the floor, cause we're just ready to blow. Ready to blow, start up the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark on the trombone.
Start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Give it up for Mark, y'all.
So
let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's
Be
go.
ready to blow.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Yes, folks, good night one more time. We are G-Syndicate. This next song we're going to do for you, you can find it on our upcoming EP called Revive. We released it last year, and be ready to rock. This one is called Chemistry.
Hey girl, hey girl,
Sweet calico, the honey bar, good looking. The way how you move it, put me in a mood, I'm glad to see you. Your waistline on the baseline, so attractive, I wanna be a captive. I see a smile on your face now, so beautiful, I know you're original.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back for me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. Love how you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love how you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving.
Come talk to me, girl, cause he ain't intelligent and you run the world. And let me say face to face, know you feel the tension, just had to mention. Your brown eyes, shining bright, so gorgeous and glowing like sunlight. I hear your voice, angelic eyes, so amazing, I wanna keep this going.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. I love you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving.
Hey, girl, I wanna take you home with me.
And hey, girl, show you good energy, yeah.
Hey, girl, I wanna treat you right, you see, you see, you see.
Hey, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. Love your dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and just groove. And I love your dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and just groove. And I love your dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, we're still moving. I love you not touch.
Show off, show off.
You have my attention. That's for me, baby.
Step out, step out.
Just keep it moving, but we're still grooving. We're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Yeah.
The next selection is entitled Englishman in New York, a song made famous by Sting in the 80s. Hope you enjoy.
I don't drink coffee, I drink tea, my tea. I like my toasted on one side. You can hear it in my accent when I talk. I'm an Englishman in New York. See me walking down Fifth Avenue, a walking king here at my side. I take it everywhere I walk. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. Someone said he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Modesty's propriety can lead to notoriety. You could end up as the only one. Gentleness, sobriety, are rare in this society. At night a candle's brighter than the sun. In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made up. There's nothing you can do. In New York, there's more than combat gear to make a man. There's more than a license for a gun. Confront your enemies, avoid them when you can. A gentleman will walk but never run. If manners make it man, and someone said he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and strive. Be yourself, no matter what they say.
You know you sing at home.
Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York City. I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York.
Now, growing up in the 90s, I would have loved these songs. I'm sure those of you that know them will love them as well. So we got two songs coming up for you. We got I Wanna Know by Joe and Someone to Love by John B. and Babyface. Hope you guys enjoy.
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Oh. Nobody ever made me feel this way. No. You kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, I wanna know so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know what makes you cry. Oh, so I can be the one to always make you smile. Girl, he never understood what you were with. No. And he never took the time to make it worse. More loving girl. Baby, I'm the kind of man who shows consent. Yes, I do. Any way that I can please you, let me learn. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, and I wanna know so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I'm your host, Neil, joined as always by my brother from another mother, and your host, Derek.
Hail, hail, hail.
And together we are here with another edition of the Senate Podcast. But brother, how you doing? I realize you're yes, air horn and everything. We don't. Let me see if we can see you. I know we can't see you at the moment. I don't know.
That's odd.
Yeah, I will try to remedy that behind the scenes. But tell the people how you're doing, man. How is everything?
I can't complain. I'm doing well. I'm here. I had a good workout. I even went to a choir rehearsal. Yeah, your boy is trying to get back in the swing of the whole singing in the choir thing.
Right.
So I went to a choir rehearsal this evening. Sang some stuff that I am familiar with, so that's always good. And I had a good time. I have to say, I had a good time all around. So yeah, I can't show it all. Pretty good stuff. How things on your end, my brother? What's going on?
Well, I am here. Days are not as bad as we go forward.
Yeah, man.
Some challenges. I ain't gonna lie to you, but slowly but surely we get in there. But I here to do the Lord's work. And of course, before you guys would have come live, before you would have seen this live, those of you that were here from 7 to 45, you would have seen some young men singing in a concert like
big respects, man. I see my guy Akani in there. Akani is my prospective organist. So shout out to Akani, man. Good dude, excellent musician.
Yes, man. So tell the people about G-Syndicate, how, when, and where we could find you, and they can absorb that piece of content, that virtual concert that you have going on.
Yeah, man. G-Syndicate, you can find us at gsyndicate6.com. Also here on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter, it's G-Syndicate6. Shout out to Brett. He did a good job making sure that all of our social media handles were the same thing. And then Instagram, we had that on the same thing too, but somebody decided to like the account more than us, but hacking the men. So now we G-Syndicate6, but you got to spell out the word 6. So
yeah.
What you can, fellas?
Yeah.
Maybe big up Kiamal, Waden, Mark, Brett, and Hugh, as always.
All right, you a little garbled, so what you can do is I can hang up the call and call you right back. Don't move.
Yeah, man. I'm
here. Yeah, I can call you right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just give us one moment as I try to deal with some of the issues that we have. And technically, I don't like how there is sounding, so before we get into anything, I am going to restart the call with Derek, and we can get to cranking. Can't see Derek. I don't like how he sound. And yeah, Derek, you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
I got you there. You're sounding the same, and I can't see you. Anyhow, the show must go on. Those of you that can, I hope y'all can still hear Derek. I hope everything is good on that end. But anyhow, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. You are indeed watching the Senate Podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Just like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We do content for you 5 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We do the Senate Shorts every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. We bring you the long form content. Call it the test cricket of the Senate. And we come here, we talk the things straight. Shout out Kevin, shout out Cherish, shout out Kevin Manning. Wait, we got two Kevins. Kevin Hunt, what's up, my brother? Kevin Manning, what's going on? Akani, Tariq, Cherish, I am glad to see everybody. And those of you that are here, that are lurking in the shadows, thank you very much for joining us. Now, as you know, we are here every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. And before we get into anything, Derek usually goes on our Facebook page or social media pages. You can check us out on Senate Podcast on Facebook. Give us a like and a follow there. Derek would go there and he would post what we are talking about in the next edition. Tonight, we are talking about bringing up baby. Essentially, we are talking about age gap dating. Derek has been wanting to do this. Excuse me. Derek has wanted to do this now for months. He had wanted to do this, right? As I can remember him wanting to do this from as early as March. He wanted to do this topic.
Yeah.
But Will Smith slapping people and like all sorts of life just started happening, right? So we now finally get the age gap dating. Basically, we're talking about are older men and older women better suited for younger men, younger women, and why is age gap dating frowned upon, particularly when an older man or older men date younger women? So, Kenny has given me all clear that our audio is sounding good on both sides, so we push forward. I don't know why we are not seeing you. We depriving the people of your visage, but
Right?
we press on. Anyhow, my brother lead us in sermon as I get everything queued up. You sent me a bunch of graphics and everything like that you want me to put on screen. So while I get myself in order, you can go and I will try to slot it where you can fit it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can go really keep abreast of what's going on because it's gonna be a lot. So big up Neil on the production, guys. He really keeps the show flowing and trying to get things, in order and make sure that we up the thing in terms of the production value and the quality we bring to you guys. So yeah, that's always a good thing. Right?
Yep. Thank you very much.
All right. So why does age gap dating occur? And is there anything wrong with it? Those are the things that I really want to examine tonight. And should younger men and women hook up with older men and women? You know what I mean? Now, folks, tonight's show is going to be filled with some harsh truths. So everybody buckle in. I'm an equal opportunity offender. So yeah, it's going to be a little rough for some people. But anyhow, so Neil, let me get the picture of the pastor and the young chick. I think he got a maroon suit or something like that. You got that there?
Wait, hold on. Hey, see what I know? I didn't know if he was going in that order. So let me.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get my mind here for a screen here. So before
put my map on screen there. So
yeah, just give me 1 second as I deal with your mind here.
Right.
Put that there.
I could go down the road as we talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see, same guy, you need to go put him on screen soon. And a few months ago, there was a story of a 68-year-old pastor who got married to an 18-year-old young woman in his congregation, right?
Yeah, lucky there.
Yeah, that's my guy there, right?
Yeah.
The guy, Dwight Reed, and he is married to a teenage daughter of one of his ministers right after her 18th birthday, right?
Oh, bumbo. Yep.
Yeah. So, that look a little suspicious, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the picture, it says that the pastor said he waited on her for 4 years.
Yes, 4 years.
Yeah.
Did he cite did he cite God?
Probably did, right? That's how these guys go, right? And 38-year-old R&B singer Marquez Houston. I don't know if anybody remembers Marquez Houston, right? He also got some heat for marrying a young woman who was 18 or 19 years old at the time, right? And then, Neil, I don't know if you recall, but there was some debate about a tweet which said that the reason men don't bother to deal with older women is because there's a woman turning 18 years old every day or something like that, right?
Oh, yeah, we were called predatory in that tweet. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And many people decided to be intentionally obtuse and take that particular tweet to mean that men were pedophiles and just out here stalking secondary schools, right?
Yeah.
Let me get this graphic on screen, Neil. Go forward.
Yeah, you guide me because it's a lot. This one here.
The reality is, folks, men will always be attracted to young women, and trying to shame them for that is an exercise in futility, folks. The reality is, age gap dating is nothing new, right? You got your graphic on screen?
On screen, all know.
And it says, women are so difficult, always changing their mind. At 18, they want handsome men. At 25, they want mature men. At 30, they want successful men. At 40, they want established men. At 50, they want faithful men. At 60, they want helpful men. And in fairness to the ladies, I can make a little amendment to this. I think more often than not, they want faithful men irrespective of age, right? But they certainly want all them other things too, right? But then it says men are very simple. They never change their taste for any changing condition in their lives. Well, lives is what this person has. At 18, they like pretty young girls. At 25, they like pretty young girls. At 30, same thing. 40, same thing. 50, same thing. 60, Same thing. Even at 70 and 80, when they can barely move, they're still like what? Pretty young girls. Dedicated to all men for their disciplined behavior. Find that funny, right? Yeah, that's the reality of it, right? From the beginning of time, folks, older men have been attracted to and been in relationships with younger women. This phenomenon is not new, nor is women complaining about it a new thing. Women have always looked at older men who enjoy the company of younger women as perverts and pedophiles. And then we hear about these thirsty old men grooming and molding these young women because they can't handle, especially in these days, can't handle what do you call them?
Yeah,
Can't handle
a strong black woman. Independent, strong, independent black woman. Yeah.
Black woman. Yeah. Mature woman in their age bracket, right?
Yeah.
And folks, we even go as far to start talking about erectile dysfunction in older men and how they can't keep up with the young ladies that they want so badly. And as such, they should date age appropriately. But why is that? Why do women have such a concern about men dating young girls and thinking that men, well, let me say young girls because that's misleading. Younger women, right? Because the reality is we all know men, let me get to that in a little bit. Okay. Before we go any further, it is impossible to talk about age gap dating without talking about mating value and sexual marketplace value. These are terms we use here on the channel often. So we think it's important we talk about them, right? Now, folks, before I go any further, let us not conflate dating value and sexual marketplace value with personal value and self-worth. That is not what we're talking about here. Those things are very different concepts, right? The things that make you valuable as a human being, do not necessarily make you valuable on the sexual market. For example, ladies, a degree has absolutely no bearing on your sexual market value. Yeah, no man in the history of mankind has ever said, look at that lady and her sexy degree. Oh my God, her master's is so damn sexy. I want to get with that, right? It simply does not happen, right? And we recently discovered, gentlemen, that things like integrity and strength of character do not really matter as much to ladies in the initial stages when ladies are looking for mating, making a mating choice, right? Yep. Women are concerned with physical attractiveness. Women in general, black women in particular. And we discovered this only last week, right? Last week we did a show on physical attractiveness. Whenever it was, we discovered that black women in particular look at the physical first and then reverse engineer it and try to figure out if that man got the other things that make a good mate, right? So things like height, facial structure, and body structure are things that women find attractive. Gentlemen, you can't get wrong it. So if you ain't tall, gotta make sure that you look a certain way, right? After those physical things, then we get into things like money and status. And these days we know status is a big thing, and clout for sure, right? Those are the things that women find attractive and increase a man's sexual market value, right? Sexual market value. Now, as men mature, they have more resources to offer. And resources, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, they, make men more attractive. That's just the reality of it, right? Women, not so much, right? Women, not so much. But when we talk about, we talk about erectile dysfunction in men and men grooming young girls and all that. When it comes to women dating, older women dating younger men, we never really have much to say in that regard, no, do we? Women have actually been given the very sexy title of a cougar. Yeah, that's a nice sexy name. Sure. Even the St. Michael's School, for those of you who went there, the athletic team is called the Cougars. Right? We talk about erectile dysfunction in men, but we never talk about things like vaginal dryness and frigidity in women. We never talk or consider a woman's declining fecundity and fertility either, right? We had an older woman in our very chat who made the point. This early in the days, early in season 1, we were still on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she made the point that she was in a relationship with a younger man, and the relationship was great until that man wanted to have children. It was at that point that the relationship then became untenable and they had to part ways, right? But these days, we have a case of women having to get what we call in these spheres a husband's son. What is a husband's son, folks? Not to be confused with the son husband. That's a different thing. But we've spoken about both of these before. So for those of you who are uninitiated, the husband's son is a man who is either significantly younger or not on the woman's level financially, intellectually, or sometimes even emotionally, right? Unfortunately, these kinds of relationships require the woman to be the alpha. These days, however, we see more and more that older women are getting involved with younger, less stable, less successful, and less established men. Right? And some of them actually leave their relationships and marriages to be with younger, less stable, less successful, and less established men. Right? So we can come down the line here, Neil. As I called you, you could just put them on screen.
Yep.
I can go down slow so because we got a whole list, right?
Yeah, I got them here, but once you go in order.
But Cheyenne order I got him in, so we can just come down, right? So we got Thandi Newton, folks. Thandi Newton, right?
Thandi, yeah, so hold on.
She had her husband, nice businessman, and she recently left her husband.
That's husband Dale.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And she's now dealing with an unknown rapper called Loner. Yeah. So that's her, and there's like a 25-year age difference between the two of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows who Loner is, but hey, he's Loner, right?
And more power to him, you know who he is.
More power to Loner, right?
Yeah.
We got Keisha Cole next, right? We got Keisha Cole.
Look for Keisha here, so
yeah. Keisha Cole, folks. I don't know if everybody remembers. Love, never knew what this was given, but I knew I found. Keisha Cole, that Keisha Cole. Uh-huh. She was once married to an ex-NBA player called Daniel Booby Gibson. Mm-hmm. Then she moved on to Nico Calais. Mm-hmm. Nico Calais was 19 years her junior. Mm-hmm. And then when he left her, he immediately moved on to a smoking hot Latina woman. And now she's out in these streets crying behind ex-NFL deviant Antonio Brown.
Insanity.
Yeah. And anybody knowing about Antonio Brown knows Antonio Brown is as unstable gets, right? We got Madonna, Neil. We got Madonna.
Of course we got Madonna.
Madonna is 63 years old. Recently had a BBL, I think a second BBL. The other day, 50 Cent was cloning her on IG. Mm-hmm. And Madonna, at 63 years old, she routinely trades in 120-something for another. Mm-hmm. And, again, she had her second BBL here the other day. So I think we got Madonna with a couple 20-year-olds. We could just roll.
Yeah, I just done a little collage here.
It's just
a little montage.
Yes, come true with Madonna there, all right?
Mm-hmm.
We got Layla Anthony, folks. Layla Anthony. She was once married to the guy who shares my birthday, the sorriest of dogs, Carmelo Anthony.
Wait, I can't find you. Wait. No, I gotta find she.
Yeah. And she is now dating a significantly younger guy, her BMF co-star, a guy called Javinci. Please note that a lot of the people that I am calling, that we know the women in these relationships, but we do not know these men. Right? These men are pretty much as unknown as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back in the day, folks, we had Erykah Badu. Back in the day, Erykah Badu had relationships with Andre 3000 out of our Outcast fame. Hey, yeah, shake it, shake it like a Polaroid picture. Yeah, that Andre 3000. She also was in a relationship with Common, who recently had a relationship with Tiffany Haddish, another patron saint of the channel, right? But now, Erykah Badu is getting ready to be married to a 27-year-old gentleman named Jerron Atkinson, right? Erykah Badu's 50. He's 27. Yeah?
Yep.
We got Kim Kardashian. She's
What?
41, right? She recently broke up with her dysfunctional billionaire husband, Kanye West.
Kind of easy.
Yeah, and now she's dealing with a dysfunctional millionaire, 27-year-old Pete Davidson. Right? You got Megan Good. She's dealing with an unknown battle rapper after her divorce from TV producer husband, Pastor Devon Franklin. Yeah. Britney Spears, folks. Britney Spears recently got married to an unknown gentleman, and the horrible icing on the bad cake for Britney, she made this gentleman sign a prenup because Britney is ensuring that she will not be taken to the cleaners, much like our girl Mary J. Blige, who got hit for hundreds of thousands from her husband, our ex-husband, Kendo Isaacs.
You don't want to get fed a line. There's a term for it.
She don't want to get fed a line.
Don't want to get fed a line.
Again.
Exactly.
Again, she don't want to get fed a line.
Right.
Then we got Nicki Minaj, right? She once dated a guy by the name of Meek Mill, right? Very established rapper. Everybody knows Meek Mill. No, she's expecting her second child for her sex offender husband, Kenneth Petty.
Speaking of Petty, I did see you. You did have to put in the. I see you.
Well, just in the interest of full disclosure, let's ensure that our audience is well acquainted with what is going on in these streets. Now, why did we go through all of that? Ladies, I know life is hard, right? You are required to make the best possible decisions for your future. No pun intended. In a time when you have the least experience, right? You're young, fresh, and green, and you have all the dating options available to you in your younger years. When you get older, however, those same options are not available to you. Do not fool yourselves, ladies. If you trust me, Nicki Minaj is not with her sex offender husband because, hey, this is the best I could, I got all of these options knocking down my door, right? There ain't nobody that say, hey, if I could get a Mercedes, let me drive this Baleno. And I say that as a Baleno driver, right? Somebody bring a Mercedes and tell me drive it today, I driving it to now, right? So unfortunately, ladies, this is how it goes, right? The older you get, the less options you have. This is not me being disparaging. Put down your phones. Don't message me, coming at me. Oh, you can say that. This is just life. This is just how it works. So Halle Berry, as beautiful, as gorgeous as she is, does not have the same options. As a matter of fact, let me put Halle Berry in here too. Sure, Halle Berry once dated Eric Benet and all them people. No, she dates Van Hunt. Google Van Hunt and see who he is. Right? The options get less and less. Amber Rose. She had Wiz Khalifa. And another dude. No, she with another dude that, nobody know who he is either. So, if you have a good man, ladies, if you have a good man, it is in your best interest to hold on to that man and secure your relationship with him. I know that that's hard to hear because I guess you figure, hey, I could do better than I'm doing right now. Sometimes you can't. We've seen it too many times on this channel, where women think they could just upgrade a guy, and it doesn't happen. So if your man is good to you, I am not talking about the outlier circumstances where you got a man that, you know, laying on hands like if he's a preacher, you know what I mean, and cussing you out and that kind of thing. If you're in that kind of situations, getting rid of that man. That's what he's saying, right? But if you are not in that, let me be real, folks. You're not getting everything out of everybody. There are certain things, ladies, that you do that your man just can't stand, right? But your man are there hanging out for whatever reason. Probably he feel he can't do no better than you, or probably he just content with you and he figure, hey, let me go forward, let me make this work. So if you're in a relationship, ladies, especially ladies on the sound of my voice, secure the relationship. Please consider this, ladies. The men in your age group, particularly people listening to this podcast, they tend to be in our age bracket right now.
Yeah.
The men in your age group, the men in your cohort, these are the last set of men who listened to and absorbed 90s R&B music. What does that mean for you folks? These are the men who still listen to Lil Bram at night, some Luther Vandross, some Boyz II Men occasionally. And as such, these are the men that are more inclined to give you the romance and the TLC that you say you want and require in a relationship. The young boys coming out today, ladies, are not concerned with such things. The young boys today are concerned with daggering and rough treatment. Shout out to Brutal Crank Star.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
their love playlist.
The playlist very different.
It rough me.
Right? So if you are not down for that, those young boys will quickly kick you to the curb. And this is why being a cougar, ladies, is such a dangerous proposition for you, right? Now, before we go any further, we can interject a little bit of entertainment down between here. We got some videos here. We can just roll them off there, one behind the next.
Okay, let me get the first one here so cute. Okay, we are so hold a second, ladies and gentlemen. You are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And help us to build this community or tear it down. It depends on how you're feeling with regards to our content. Anyhow, let's get into it. So we got the woman in blue here, Derek.
Yeah, man. Run her.
When you
She's
tell somebody
good
something
entertainment.
and they remind you of what you said, and you be a woman of your word, and you got to keep your word. So I was this little boy that used to go to school with my kids, little Romeo. And I just watched him. He was polite and nice, always just there, take out the trash, give me a little hug. I remember watching him at prom, and I said, you are so cute. You know what? When you get 25, if I'm still alive, you come see me. Why that boy knock on my door the other day? And he was like, Miss A. Marie, you remember me? I said, yeah. He said, I'll be 25 tomorrow my birthday. You remember what you said? I said, you remember that? He said, yes, I remember it. I thought about it every day. I said, is that right? I said, you know what? I am a woman of my word. I can't say something and not hold up to it. But bring your birth certificate and stop by tomorrow on your birthday. And I got some birthday cake for you, okay? I'm a woman of my word.
Wellness. Absolute wellness. Ladies and gentlemen, again, you are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Just like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And
It's funny right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you saw how this lady essentially was like, sure, yeah, I would do my son's friend. Ain't got a problem with that.
Ain't no problem.
But that ain't no problem. She would do her son's friend. I mean, we cool with that. Sure, people found it a little entertaining. She got dried in the comments on that particular video a little bit because people are like, yeah, it ain't wrong, but it wrong. You know what I mean? It's not that illegal, but something wrong with that.
It's not right, but it's
okay. You know what I mean? The literal definition of it's not right, but it's okay, right? And yeah, Tango fault. She put it on Facebook, on TikTok. That's the amazing part about it, because we ain't got a problem with putting all our. That's the beauty of social media. Now we ain't got a problem putting all our business up on Front Street these days. Yeah, Phil, I a little rough sometimes.
For real.
For real. Give me this one, dear. Like, give me the one. Yeah, so the 28 seconds.
The 28 seconds. I got
Yeah.
she queued up. All right. Let me go.
Yeah.
Y'all young boys better get y'all definitions right before you go out here looking for a sugar mama, because there's a difference in a sugar mama and a cougar. A sugar mama was the one that's gonna buy your PlayStations and your PS5s and your Jordans and all that shit, but a cougar is gonna fuck you and send you home. You gonna be mad as hell if you went over to Bertha May house and laid that dick down thinking you was gonna get a PS5 and she was just a cougar and she gave your ass some cornbread and spaghetti and sent you on your way.
Now the challenge with this particular video, right?
Bertha Beer.
she's not laying. She's not laying. You come across the sugar mama is gonna provide that financial security for a guy, right? And the cougar is gonna be like, gets action a roll. The challenge comes for cougars is that a lot of them have to be a sugar mama. So now they gotta buy PlayStations, they gotta buy clothes, they gotta feed a brother, that kind of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, be cool with that. Be cool with a woman saying, shoot, you could come over, get some action, get along. They're there for you. I just want you guys to imagine how cringe it would be if, let me not say that. Let's hear this next lady. Let's hear what she has to say on the topic. Age gap dating and men in particular.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Yep.
I made a post on Instagram earlier and I said, I think it's weird if a man in his 30s date women that are in their early 20s. I'm talking about 20, 21, 22, 23. I feel like it's weird. The response I got is quite alarming. Everyone showed their true colors. I feel like someone 35 dating a 22-year-old, that is weird. When you just turned 21, legal to drink, she was 8 years old. I feel like men date women that age because they want to groom them. They're easier to manipulate. And you don't even have to bring anything to the table, really. You messing with somebody that's your age group, it's certain standards. Not saying that you can't have those certain standards in your early 20s, but a grown-ass woman is just certain shit that is not going to fly. And y'all want shit to be easy. So y'all go for younger women. And I don't want to hear, oh, the younger girls, they not ran through. Do y'all not see society in this generation? Them younger girls is outside. So that's not valid to say. Then it was other people like, oh, it was common back in the days. It was common back in the days. This was a thing. The difference between then and now, they made families out of this. Not saying that's right either, but they were marrying these women, having kids. The women were stay-at-home moms. Y'all not having families with these younger women. That's not what y'all doing. Y'all don't see a future with them. What y'all doing is just smashing. That makes it even more weird. Y'all not looking for a future with them. So I feel like the ones that was disagreeing is the same ones that was waiting for Bad Baby to turn 18 so they could subscribe to her OnlyFans. Just waiting in the woodworks for her to be of age. This shit is weird. Then I'm arguing with somebody. His logic was, if you're legal, why does it matter? So I said, okay, so would you let your legal daughter date someone that is 15, 10 years age difference? He said no. So I'm like, but why? Because you just said it doesn't matter if they're legal. He had nothing to say. So you do see an issue with it. These are the ones, when you younger and you start developing and you walking in the neighborhood and they like, damn, I can't wait for you to get older. It's those type of men. It is. If you wouldn't let your daughter do it, that means there's something wrong with it. And I just want to if you would not let your daughter do it, I want to know why. Because if you feel like it's no issue with it, then your daughter should be able to do it.
All right. So a lot of false equivalencies there in terms of her saying things like, if you can let your 15-year-old daughter, no, I would not let my underage 15-year-old daughter date a man. Like,
Yeah, that's how we argue it, right? And again, all the shaming language came in, come out and stuff like that. I see Crystal Codgerton in the chat, man. I want Tollies.
Tollies.
I invited Tollies to be part of the show. She told me that she was going to be out, investigating some dog alerts. So that's why she's not on the show tonight.
What did you just do?
So she said it's her birth month. So shout out Tollies. That's my girl. I know she is going to do the dog in the gym tomorrow. I know Tollies got curse. But yeah. Tollies, I told you I would tell the people exactly what you said you were going to do. Right?
Oh my goodness.
So we got this one, right? People seem to think that because I told you I was gonna do it, Tollies, I told you. People seem to think that because, seem to think that men are just out there like stalking secondary schools or primary schools for that matter, right? But the reality is a lot of younger women actually like older men. You know what I mean? And shoot, I remember when the Isley brothers did their Tiny Desk performance. Ron Isley, Mr. Biggs came out in a full gray beard and everything, and the ladies went crazy. Yep. And Ron Isley, Mr. Biggs, is 75 years old or something like that.
Yeah, we can't name that.
Nothing, right? The ladies enjoyed looking at that, and they call it silver foxes, right? And we understand that as a man gets older, he has more resources and stuff like that. We appreciate it, right? And I know the ladies would like to say, oh, well, the girls only attracted to these men because they got resources. Yeah. That's right. Shoot, when we were growing up, Neil, we remember we would watch and we would see they got levels to this thing. I was a schoolboy, I can't compete with a conductor.
Yeah, we ain't got a transportation.
We ain't got a transportation. I can't compete with a conductor. Conductor can't compete with the driver. Right?
And that man can't compete with a car man.
It just can't. That's how it goes. So we need to be mindful of the fact that women will naturally go towards men who can provide and protect. Shoot, 2 of the 4 P's that we talk about all the time: provision, protection. Right? So men that can provide those things are always going to be more attractive to women. And guess what? Men, we saw it earlier, men like women who are young and attractive. Are men looking for women who are underage? No. Not en masse, at least. We got some fellas out there that are a little sick. We know this.
The weirdos.
But en masse men ain't doing that. So we need to stop. Right? And my last bit of advice for the ladies before I get out of here, or for you kind of hand over to you, Neil. Mm-hmm. Ladies, stop taking your advice and your cues from some of these ladies out here. I saw Brittany Renner offering some advice. We can talk Brittany Renner in a little bit. Not tonight, but another night. Talking about the statements from, I think it was Cam Newton's girlfriend, about the whole S word, that the curse word that we don't really like to use on this channel, right?
Yeah, it's a family-friendly show now, though.
Yeah, we don't like to cuss on this channel. And she was saying, oh, she would never do this and she would never do that. And that's fine. But what are your results showing you? Because for all the Brittany Renner stuff, all the hide your sons and all that, she was on Instagram talking about how she had to go back home. She didn't live with her parents. She didn't have a car. She had to take her daughter back home. Then we have Elizabeth Overseen. Elizabeth Overseen. Elizabeth Overseen, I know that name rings no bells for you, Neil, so let me give you the other name. Karen Stephens.
Right, yeah, okay.
AKA Superhead.
Yeah.
Superhead is giving people advice. Ladies, I would caution you to be.
She gets a rough advice too. If it's a 304, if you know what a 304 is.
Yeah, if you're a 304, if you those of you who got all-time calculator, type in 304, turn it upside down, you see what we're talking about, right?
Right.
All right. She is giving ladies advice as well. Right? I would caution you, ladies, do not get caught up with advice from women, as bad as this sounds. Right? Many times, women, older women, are competing with you for the same men. Yeah. Women don't want young boys because we already established young boys. They're less stable. They ain't as successful. They ain't got as much resources as older men. So if young girls don't want young boys and the old girls don't want young boys, everybody competing for the same men in the same age bracket. And if these women can rule out their competition, that is exactly what they will do. Rule out their competition. So ladies, be careful when you are getting advice from older women, even if this older woman is an aunt or an older cousin. Because at the end of the day, men like younger women, and you and your aunt, older cousin, are competing for the same man. You're competing for the same man. So ladies, be very careful from whom you get your advice.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, you are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Just like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We do this content for you 5 days a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do this thing at 8 p.m. What we're doing now, where we talk about things in a very serious and upfront manner. We do on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we talk about the Senate shorts. A little bit of lighthearted banter there, but we still try to disseminate some level of advice and information within that space. Anyhow, share the content, make sure that we can get this message out, whether you think we need to be uplifted and supported or be stopped. Anyhow, my thoughts on this is me personally, I've never had an issue with it in that I think the problem here, Derek, it comes down to mentality, right? I think I've dated younger women. I've dated women that were significantly younger than me. Of course, legal. Busted out because
you gotta put out there these types.
Yeah. Mid to late 20s. I have dated people over 40, and 40-ish around there. Anyhow, and the point I'm trying to make is that these women were mature, in terms of their mentality, in terms of how they carried themselves, in their look. They were mature women, right? I think that is not something that people can look at and say, "Oh, you're doing," or whatever. Like I've been places with these women. People have seen me around and stuff like that, brought around my family, and nobody never raised an eyebrow and say, "My mom a little out of bones," you know what I mean? Because these women carried themselves very mature, right? They were about their business, etc. I think the problem comes in when you are dating a woman that is legal, but she is still very, she's not as mature as some women out there. For example, I could date a woman that is, okay, so I've dated women that are around mid-20s. And as a man in my late 30s, early 40s. And they were mature. But let's flip that and say these women were like, like to party. They had a very young look to them. They were, the way they speak and the way they're always on the phone and certain behaviors and how they spoke and stuff like that was a bit young, right? And they came over as not necessarily aware of the world, if you understand what I'm saying. Not very, I don't want to say intelligent because it's not about intelligence.
Mature.
Yeah, mature. Yeah, but I mean, it's a social maturity, emotional maturity to deal in a social setting. Like, for example, if I I don't know how to explain it. That lady brought up the woman in the bonnet brought up bad baby, right? No, bad baby is
Uh-huh.
not bad baby to me. That is problematic because to me she looks young and she's very immature.
Yeah.
So to me, if a man my age or older really trying to holler and get at that baby, that is a problem. I don't necessarily see there being a problem if a woman is legal, she's on OnlyFans, and men subscribe. That's not.
She put it out there.
She put
I
it out.
can't subscribe if she don't put it out there.
Exactly, and the only requirement OnlyFans and these sites have is that you're over the age of 18. They don't say once
Yeah.
you're over the age of 18 and the people subscribing are under the age of 40. Like
Yeah.
she is going on there for the money. She don't the money got the age, so she don't care. So to me, right, that is irrelevant to me. I personally would not look at somebody that looks there's for me, I think and then maturity comes in body too, right? Like for me, and this is me, men and women, this is me. I like women that have a certain level of physical appearance in terms of their body, a certain size breasts and hips, and a certain maturity about them in their body. I can't explain it because I don't want to say that it's breast size and hips only. It is just there's a certain look a woman has that I am attracted to in terms of maturity. There are some women that look very prepubescent and even, you know, 15 and 16, and these women are nearly 30, right? I know of some
I had a
women.
girlfriend that was older than me that looked very, very young. She was older than I was.
Yeah, I literally can think of a few instances where some friends of mine dated some women that were 2 or 3 years younger than them. You know, everybody mid-20s or early 20s. And they look like 14, 15. I'm not saying that's what my friends were with them. No, don't try to twist it that my friends are. Don't be weird, right? Like these people were still mature in their own right, mentally and emotionally. It's just that, that's just how the situation come. I like you and wants you. Well, I like you too. Well, let me work out something, right? But I think the reason why people have a problem with older men and the younger women is because blanket statement, a man that is, if I told y'all that I am 42 and I'm dating a woman that's 25, some people would have a problem with that without context, right? Like, if this woman looked a certain type of way or spoke a certain type of way, you can tell that she's not emotionally and mentally mature, then they would say, well, he looking to take advantage of her and groom her.
Yeah.
Right? That is why people have a problem with it. On the flip side of that, people don't have a problem with, let's say, Madonna dating a year old or 20-year-old and these older women dating younger men.
Which is odd, Neil, because we say that women mature faster than men.
Yeah.
So by rights, you should really have a problem with an older woman dating a younger guy. Well, because she is significantly more mature if we follow in the normal maturation stages.
But remember, Derek, here's the important part about that. Remember, men and women are not different and double standards do exist. So with that being said, I think that the requirements for a man, he just got to look upright, sturdy, and be able to protect, if you understand what I'm saying, and to some level provide. So like and we're not talking about Madonna and some of these celebrities because their women got it, right? So they don't necessarily need a man to financially provide. But if you look at some of the women that Madonna had, all these men are very tall, all these men are very fit, athletic looking, and they can kind of defend the situation. So I guess it comes back to a similar thing that I'm talking about, in that for me personally, I like a woman that looks mature and behaves mature in her behavior. So I don't know necessarily if I would date a 21-year-old woman, but then again, I said I would never date a 25 or 26-year-old woman. I ended up doing that, or a woman that was significantly younger than me. I said that. I remember that point in time I said I dated a woman that younger than 2 years younger than me when I was in my 20s. I said I was 27. I dated a woman that younger than 25. That has obviously changed as I've gotten older, simply because there are some women, like, you can, when it comes to dating, your personal preference, everything, you can't close off yourself to certain opportunities because there are exceptions out there, right? So when it comes to women look for different things in men. Men, for me personally, I look for a woman that looks mature in her body. A woman is probably looking for a man that looks upright, strong, able to provide, to be handy, to protect, and stuff like that. So reason why it is not necessarily as um an upsetting thing when an older woman dates a younger man is because usually that man does not look prepubescent or he doesn't look unable. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't look.
Yeah,
He don't look a
right.
child.
He
Yeah,
physical.
yeah, he don't look a child. Right? He doesn't look like a child. Like a man could be 25 and have a very slender, skinny body, right? But he could still look like
Like 25.
like 25, and plus men look and are more physical or have are stronger than women in terms of like their physical.
No, I think is a matter of the evolution there that the part that you kind of trying to work out in your brain. Men are naturally bigger than women.
Right. Oh, well, yeah. So that's okay.
So
Yes,
when
yes,
you
yes,
see a
yes,
man
yes.
with a woman, he can be taller, he can be bigger, so you don't assume that somebody being taken advantage of.
Exactly. So like if a woman, the average height for a woman is what, 5'6", you ain't gonna find her dating a man that's 5'4" and look like son, for example.
No.
Like you're not that's hardly ever going to happen. Right? Whereas me now at 6'5", I dating a woman that look like 15 and she's 25. That is problematic because she can be
pedo.
Exactly. She can be 5'4", she can be 5'3", she can be slim, she can have small breasts, small hips, and people can be like, "Yo, you doing, brother?"
Nah, see what man.
Exactly. So let us not. I think what we do is we conflate issues, right? It is about appearance, and it's mostly about appearance when we talk about that. So that's why men always have a hard time, right? And then of course, in some schools of thought around the world, men are just evil. So we are responsible for everything. So chances are, if we dating a woman that we looking to take advantage of, which is amazing to me. So I don't have a problem with younger women dating older men. I see some people here in the chat here, so they say tallest, and I see Lee. They're saying that they like older men, right? And as far as I understand, tallest is what, around 30. I think Lee is around. I don't know how old Lee is, but when they say they're like older men, I don't think they're saying they're like men 60 and 70. You know what I mean? They're like men that probably,
got 5 or 6 years span them, 7.
But not even no.
Ten.
I don't even think for them it has anything to do with age. I think it has to do with appearance, because to your point, right? Crystal is 29. I am 42. I've been told that I do not look like 42. I don't carry myself as 42. I don't move like 42. So therefore, she may look at me and say, "Oh, I would give you a try or whatever," versus a man that at 42 look haggard and balding, and you know what I mean? Like, or even if I could be 60 and look similar to this. That's my goal. I want to look like just a little gray, like when I get 60 and look like this. But the point is that I think for younger women, they don't care once the man is still like they don't look like my father or grandfather.
Correct.
You understand?
Once pop breakdown.
Once your pop breakdown, right? Like I think that is it. I see Lee here say 20 was my largest age gap. Lee dated a man 20 years older than her. And
God damn.
Right? And I guess for Lee, she saw something in the man that don't remind her of her father or grandfather.
Correct.
So I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with men and women dating younger men and women, or even dating older men and women. I think that for women, I think the problem comes in understanding a few things. There are some men, not saying every man, but there are some men that can easily transition from women their age to women younger than them to even women older than them. Some men can do that.
Yeah.
There are some women that while they may have a hard time dating men their age, and they will start looking in a younger pool. But the younger pool, you gotta understand, when you deep down in that younger pool, I hope you're looking just for some action, because if you're looking for something long lasting and stable in terms of like a family and marriage and that sort of thing, I'm not saying it's not gonna happen now. I'm saying that the man is gonna say something like, "I want children." You know what I mean? Again, a little. It just then. Sorry, I was getting a little buzz there. So, but yeah, So like if you're a woman, you're my age, you're 42, and as far as you're concerned, the man my age, either married, toxic, or whatever, right? You decide, you know what, I got it hot, I got my stuff together, I don't need a man for financial security, whatever. I just want a man to comfort me, protect me, and provide for me in a masculine, emotional sense. You decide you can date a man that is in his mid 20s, right? That man in his mid 20s, man might be looking for some fun. Man might be looking for some action. A man might even be looking for a relationship, but the man might come to a point and say, I want children. The man might come to a point and say, shoot, I know I'm transitioning into a state where I can date women younger than me or my age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people don't understand that men have more options than women when it comes to dating. Right? I think a lot of people like that's a hard pill to swallow. But once a man, if you take everything being equal and you take a man like my age versus a woman my age, like we had this conversation in the group chat, you know, I will just say that there are some women that are my age or around our age that are struggling, that are single, that are looking for a man, that want a man, but because of their attitude and their physical appearance, they refuse to acquiesce. They refuse to make compromises and sacrifices to get the relationship that they want, right? Whereas for me, I ain't saying I perfect, no. Me and Derek, I ain't saying that we perfect or whatever. But by the same token, we keep ourselves a certain sort of way. You know, Derek is a man that, you know, he got several things going on. He's about his business and everything like that. You know, I have literally had a women older than me, younger than me, and my age ask me a question about Derek. And, you know, is it is funny because when the reverse is around, that don't necessarily happen. So once we understand a few things, we understand that, you know, I've been recently watching some. I don't know even know if I should say his name because he's a very controversial figure. He's kind of sliding into the manosphere. His name is Andrew Tate. I can call his name. And you know, some of his content is kind of rough to hear.
Yeah, he a bit out there for me.
He a bit out there. Yeah, that's why I never shared him with you or whatever. But there are some things that he says, like anything else, right? I'm not necessarily saying he is completely on right because there are some things the man that says be like, all right, saying this for entertainment or whatever. But there are some things that have merit, right? And one thing he says is that gives this story about going to his grandmother's birthday party. She was something. And this woman was in a room filled with children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, great nieces, great nephews, etc. Nobody cared about her career. Nobody cared that she did whatever she did or worked wherever she worked or had whatever degree. Nobody cared about the amount of money she made. Everybody focused on the fact that this woman was the matriarch of their family and helped to raise generations of people in that family, right?
Yeah.
Whether, you know, through her maternal instinct, her feminine, whatever, she is the matriarch of that. And everybody celebrated her for that. And I think that a lot of things that a lot of women kind of get wrapped up in is believing that some of the material things that they have and career things that they have will mean something when it comes to a relationship with a man. Because in the end of the day, antisocial Andrew Tate, I would tell I would not Andrew Tate is very just approach that with caution. Like he is not you think Kevin Samuels rough? Andrew Tate rough to all. And some of his things are I think there's a bit of entertainment in things he says and the way he says things and stuff like that too. So I would take that with a bit of grain of salt. Very funny guy to me. But anyhow, the point is that a lot of women get wrapped up in career, money, degree, all of these things that they must have to feel accomplished. When you get down to the nitty gritty of it, you get to my age, you realize I know got scrambled to get a relationship with a man. I know got scrambled to get married. The only thing on my bucket list is married. I can't have children because that kind of running out. No, I got no seek to get a man, right? and the scramble is on. And then when you realize that and you compare men, and this is another thing too, women compare men and their success against a man's success. So you have gotten your degrees, you've gotten your money, you've gotten your paper, you've gotten all the things that you wanted, but you don't want to be the primary breadwinner or financial uh, person that provides. So you want the man to be on your level or better, right? We talked about this today. Women want men to, women want help. Women don't necessarily want men for relationships, right? They just want somebody to help look after the kids and pay a bill or two. They don't want somebody to be a companion with them, to fall in love with and take long walks and to rub feet and things. They don't want that. They want somebody to get grocery shopping and cook, right? But anyhow, I think fundamentally we have to understand some things. A man at 45 and a woman at 45, all things being equal, are not
very different things.
Are not the same. A CEO or a financial controller or I don't know, teacher. It don't matter the profession. If you take a man and a woman at the same age, over 40 or mid 30s, you take the accolades, the degrees and everything like that, you line them up, they are not the same, because that man, yeah, he has a better chance. Let me be clear. He has a better chance of dating a wide selection of women versus the woman. That man can still have children. And that is a big thing when it comes to a relationship. No, not everybody don't want children. Fine, let's move past that. Right? A man that is at 45, he ain't getting into a back and forth with if who could pay a bill or not. A man ain't getting into a back and forth with you need to be doing certain things or not. Frankly, when we get shoot on there, and I've had these conversations behind the scenes, we are men. We don't want to be out in these streets. We don't want to be out here knocking about from pillar to post. We don't want to be out here dating and then it ain't work out and then dating again. And we want to find that person to settle down with. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Obviously, we may have, I think part of the challenge is, anyhow, let me left with that part because I ain't really got nothing to do with the topic. But the point is that at some point, and this goes for men and women, you're going to got to make a business decision when it comes to dating. You got to make a business decision. If you are about a relationship, you are about going through life with someone and growing old with someone, etc., you're going to have to make a business decision, right? For men, your business decision may have to look in getting your affairs in order, making yourself more marketable, making yourself more attractive in the context of a relationship. You may have some healing to do, etc. Women, same thing. However, you also have to understand that over 40, over 35, etc., you can't be looking for a man on your level or better and expect him to come and help you and to take care of certain things in a financial situation or whatever. Early on in this podcast, there in season 1, people talk partnership. A relationship is a partnership, right? And I have an issue with partnership. And I can tell you, as I explained it before, and the reason why I say it's a partnership. It is not a partnership because men and women are different. If you're in a company, Derek and I are partners in this venture in the Senate. If we were to start making money, Derek and I split it 50-50 down the line. We are partners, right? And we do different things and we pull our weight in different ways, we are partners. We are 50-50 and we both have equal input in certain things, right? But in a relationship, it is different. It is different when it comes to, let me put it like this, right? There are some women that want a man to pay for things and to help do this and that, and then say they want a partner. You want a man to come and pay a bill, you want a man to come and do this and do that and do the next in turn. You want a partner. A partnership to me, a relationship to me, works best in understanding your roles. You understand that, okay, you're the woman, I'm the man, right? Leadership can be designated to the entire relationship relationship is designated to a relationship based on the things, the little subcategories that men and women lead in. So, for example, you look to me for protection, you look to me for a certain level of security and stability, then my goal is to provide that and lead in those things. I look to you for nurturing, compassion, for emotional vulnerability, etc. I look to you to that. Those things under those umbrellas can look like things like domestication, buying groceries, paying bills. Those things look different to different relationships and different things. But this whole mentality that I as a woman or I as a man must have a woman that do X, Y, and Z, and I want a woman to do this and I want a man to do that. People are different. And I think that when we think about, from the context of a woman, I think that a lot of women have this belief that a man must provide for me financially first and foremost. A man must pay a bill in here. A man must, you know what I mean? Where,
Yeah, I get you.
for me,
I think the challenge is a lot of women are very fearful of getting into certain relationships, getting into long-term relationships and marriage. I saw a video today where we would have seen it in the chat. A whole set of women saying that they want to commit a relationships and one night stands and stuff like that. Significantly, all the women who said that were young. They were young women who say, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell you for that relationship thing. That's just that's killing my vibe." But as you get older, then you want different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like it to me, for me as a man, I don't know. I think this is the same thing too. It's daunting to think when you hear all these women, particularly black women, say, "Oh, I want a man that got to pay a bill in here. I want a man to do this. I want a man that. I want a man that." It makes me. And let me be clear. I'm not saying that you should not have a man that has certain financial ability to financially provide, right? Yes, of course, if you're in a man in a relationship, it should not have to be said that we can split bills. It should not have to be said that, I can buy this and you do that, or I cook this and I cook that. What happened to saying things like, for me, I want a woman that is kind. I want a woman that is soft, gentle, feminine. That's what I want. I don't necessarily want a woman to cook for me. I don't need a woman to cook for me. If she decides to cook a meal, that is fine. You know what I mean? But a prerequisite for me in that a woman could cook, a prerequisite for me in that a woman, you know what I mean? Like a prerequisite for me in a woman could clean and cook and whatever.
Not in 2022.
No, but that has but the point is that's never been my mindset. My mindset is I want somebody that has certain characteristics in the nurturing of a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want a woman that I could come and I could talk to. As you always bring the analogy of lying down on a woman lap and she rubbing your head, right?
Yeah,
I understand that context. I want a woman that I could be able to download with, right? I want a woman that that I could come and be myself and play around with and horse around with and hug and kiss and dance and act a fool and be myself with, right? Obviously, when it comes to financial things, we are gonna hash that out, and she can't be somebody that working for welfare. You know what I mean? She can't be somebody that taking me like. I just don't know why we get to this point where it's like I must have this partner and this partner must provide, because at the end of the day, when you get the children grant, yes, you need money, yes, you need those sorts of things, but the things that matter, the people that are happy, and the thing is, because I've been going through what I've been going through recently, right? I've had to take a lot of stock of a lot of things. I've had to, with the help of a lot of people, had to kind of start looking at certain things. I can't tell you that I'm far from good or anything like that, but the point is that I look at a big theme for me recently is happiness. You know what I mean? Happiness, yo.
What is gonna praise for that?
You understand me? Happiness, peace of mind, those sorts of things. For me, I was wrapped up in being successful, like, and getting depressed about certain things and things. I still get depressed about it, and I have a lot of depression when it comes to these things, right? But happiness, like being just peace of mind and happy with someone in your life, yo. I just know that when I come home, this person will be there. When I come home and I say, when the person says, "Babe, how was your day?" See, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, my day was shit. I feel like, and I just want somebody to understand me and to be there. I don't want a boy paying the bills. I don't want a boy to cook. I don't want a boy to clean. If I come home and you cook a meal, I can say, okay. If I come home and I don't feel like cooking, they say, "Baby, would you mind cooking tonight?" But the point is, I don't understand why these prerequisites. We have these prerequisites. I want a woman. I want a man. I was talking. I went to get my hair about 2 years ago. I went to get my hair. Put some color in my hair, and the hairdresser was there telling me, well, I want a man. He gotta be able to at least. I don't know what he doing. If the sink break or something like that, the pipe won't fix it. He can fix it. I said, but suppose man can't fix a pipe. He said, yeah, okay, so he can't fix a pipe. He ain't a plumber, but he could at least fit it with it. Before he called the plumber, he don't just automatically call the plumber. I like, so wait a minute. So you want the man has no expertise in plumbing, man goes and frig around under the sink and make it worse and then call the plumber? A man, to me, there are some men that are thinkers and there are some men that just say, you know what, this is above my pay grade, let me pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't see
that's part of the provision.
That's part of the provision.
Protection.
And that is and to me, the discernment of realizing this ain't my wheelhouse. You understand?
That's leadership.
So I wasn't surprised.
Say the wise man knows what he does not know.
Exactly. I wasn't surprised that the woman was single and whatever. But it's her.
But she has an option, Neil. She can get a younger guy. We would have mentioned this in one of the shows earlier. She could, pay for a guy. Yeah. She could trick it off. Yeah.
She could trick it off. I just saying, and I am learning this the hard way. Trust and believe, ladies and gentlemen, I'm learning this the hard way as we speak. We have to make a business decision and be honest with ourselves. I am guilty of not being honest with myself, and a lot of people out there are guilty of not being honest with themselves when it comes to what they really want and how they go about getting what they want when it comes to a relationship.
Yeah.
So
that's the fact.
So let's bring this back now to the men and women and the young and old and stuff like that. Am I telling men and women not to date younger people? No, I would never say that. Especially as a man that has dated younger women. I would never say that. However, you got to know if you're a woman and you realize the man my age just ain't stirring my coffee. I want a man that recently we were at Senate HQ and we were having a discussion. A woman was there. I don't think you were there yet. But the young lady, the lady, she is over 40 and she said she wants a man that, if she want to go and have a drink, she go out and drink. She want to go to steel pan. She want to go and do certain things. The man is willing to go and not be home for it. That's what she wants. Chances are she may find that more so in a younger man. And she is open to dating younger men. You understand?
Consumption commonalities, man. That's one of the differences between marriage today and marriage back in the day. Marriage back in the day was about production. Now it's about consumption.
It's about consumption.
So you find somebody who is willing to consume the same things that you are and make it work.
Yep. So just make a business decision. Don't get on a body for dating younger or older or whatever. Because you do not know what is going on. If you hear a man dating a woman that is 21, don't automatically assume that he grooming that woman. Right? Don't automatically assume, because we got the spare school of thought, right? For a few things, not knowing the full story or the context is very important. Right? So if a man dating a woman that's 21, man 42 dating a woman half the age, right? Man want to date that woman, the woman want to date that man, two of them get along.
I'm in love with a man nearly twice my age.
You dig that from?
Yeah.
Right? If that man wants to date that woman, that is fine. Likewise, if a woman wants to date a younger man, how about it? Because I think a better equivalent, Derek, for older men dating younger women is there are some younger women dating older men, like some really older men, and they get on the woman, right? Like, I know of situations where women in their early 20s were dating men twice their age and stuff like that. And people's like,
she's looking at Robbie.
Yeah, you're looking at Robbie, or you looking
pension check.
And there are genuine relationships born out of that. I just say, right? If you want to date who you want to date who you want to date. Once everything legal and consensual, there is nothing wrong with it. Don't come for me. I dated a woman in early 20s, but when a woman dating a man and he or younger 20s, you. If you can come for me, tell me why you coming for me. Why is that a problem and not for Madonna? I explain why it's not a problem or whatever, but you tell me. Don't come for me. Don't just come for me and assume we're here grooming somebody. I ain't got no time to groom the body. Shoot, I want a woman that knows what she doing. I don't want anyone that I can rule over. I do not want a slave. I do not want somebody. You know what I mean? And
you see, a lot of people seem to think that that's the dynamic within the relationship. Anytime you see an older man with a young woman, he offering you that kind of thing. But we can touch on that on Thursday because we can definitely touch on that on Thursday. Don't want to give it too much, but we can talk about the Jedi, Return of the Jedi. Talk about that on Thursday. That's Thursday's episode, so you can book that from early. We can talk about the Jedi mind trick that we mentioned at the Pull Putty Man, but more on that on Thursday, right?
Right. So
it is 9:15. Barbados, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, folks. You are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Give us a like, give us a share. Give us a comment. You see, the comment section is a buzz, so we can dive in there so a little bit. Now we see my girl Annie C in the house. Good night to you,
Annie.
And my boy Kevin Hunt saying all the way back to the Bible days. Yeah, younger women with older men. Edie is a plus to me. You trying to tell me saying here? If I had an ancient old man, an unknown rapper, you mean a fellow who says he is a rapper? Carry on out if you caught that too. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay then. Living their best life. LOL ladies, if you're single at 35, don't worry, your man may be in kindergarten, and that is okay. Just understand that there are going to be some provisos which come with that, and you're going to have to understand that that relationship may not last as long as you may want. You may have to cut loose your young guy as he grows in status and stature and get another young guy. Just be mindful of that fact. See Andrea in the house. Good to you. Good night to you.
Good night, Andrea.
Yeah. Cherish is saying that this list is long. Yes, it is long. And I did that for a reason. I went through all those for a reason because I didn't want you to think that I was just giving you outliers. I wanted you to see that there was an extensive list and I left some off. I didn't get into the same Halle Berry. I didn't get into Taraji. I didn't get into Lonnie Love, etc., etc., etc. Jada and August, says Lee. Correct. Because August is her son's friend. Let's talk about that. Yeah,
we have talked about it.
yeah, extensively. I remember you guys showed this woman in blue. She ain't got no shame, and she has the nerve to put it on TikTok. Yeah, just expose herself. There are so many older women who do just what she's talking about to young boys and men. Yeah, it happens. So it goes. Some cocoa and saltfish. Yeah, you can go out do some cooking, man. You've got the young boys coming over, and you got to do some cooking. Which is odd because neither will cook for me, but they will cook for the young boy. You know what I mean? You too old to get me.
They try to keep me there. We all on cold. They try to keep me.
You all on Essie. Disposable. Yeah. Crystal says sis way off. She clearly needs to date older men and find out about the good life. Yes, it's good life dating the older men. Yeah.
Crystal,
my mom is big up to all these, man. That's my girl. She can drop her weight from my foot.
And that sounds about right. That is wild. I just remember earlier that was wild.
I leave it, Crystal, where she is. My mom used to say it's better to be an old man's darling than a young man's slave.
Ooh.
I like that, Lee. I like that a lot. Zaddy. Yeah, get Zaddy, man. I like older men, so I can agree on that. Greetings to my boy Marlon in the house. Good to see you as always. Lee says, don't take advice from people who don't have what you want.
Yo, that's
man.
Big facts. That's big facts.
Sounds like you have to find me a little 22, says antisocial. Yeah, if it's flexible, make it work, man.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Cherish, maybe older persons find younger persons more submissive and the younger ones find the older ones protective and comforting. It's not that they find them more submissive, but for men, girlfriend in the bonnet said that, men want it easy. Yes, men want to have easy relationships. Men do not want contention.
Hold on a minute. Time out. Who out here who out here don't want easy relationship? Who
exactly?
Wait. How this to Cherish, but I was gonna make this point earlier, right? But who out here want come home to noise, want come home to rancor? Then you have, to me, younger people. Shoot, let me talk from the context of a man. Younger women are not hurt by 5 and 10 other men that know you bitter, and all of a sudden you talk about submission, what submission, who? Younger women,
Correct.
younger women have not
They've
had
had less
those.
experiences
Had
and
less.
they've been burnt less.
Okay, good. So now, yes, I want an easy relationship. Derek wants an easy relationship. Every
Amen.
man that probably walking the earth wants an ease with their woman, with their partner. That one I like so much to say. We
But
want
guess what, Neil? The
ease.
women want the same thing. They want ease too.
So then, what's the problem? What was the problem? We want somebody that's submissive, or you vex? You vex because now the competition ain't fair. You see,
That's what it is.
because women don't like to admit. Women don't want to compete. Women don't want to admit that they're competing. You competing for women your age. I know you gotta compete with women that 10 or 50 years younger than you know. You can't compete with that because everything upright. And as I just said, they are not as burnt.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. That's an issue.
So
No?
yeah, Cherish, you're right. They do bring a freshness to the relationship because they're younger. They're not as hurt, as Neil says, not been through as many experiences. So that's generally how it goes. Kevin says, I am gentle. I'm not sure in what regard, but anyhow. Tango Fox, in these times, Neil, whether I can pay for it or not, you best learn to do basic maintenance because these prices does make your heart hurt. That's a fact. Gas nearly at $5 now.
Look, listen.
So they get the gas price going into whatever maintenance man fee you call. Yeah. Drink water and mind your business, says Marlon. If you're looking if you're young looking and healthy as a late 30s, early 40s woman, you will still be more marketable. But some people want to look pop down and be witchy. I still want them. So yeah. It don't really work like that. Men will always go for attractive women.
Because
no amount of shaming is going to change that.
Because if we just had a bunch of celebrities, right? Look at all of those celebrity women with their younger men. None of those women look pop down. Shoot, Madonna getting recondition and augmentation to keep up with the young boys and the young girls. So that's why I say we gotta make a business decision. You can't be out here knowing that you pop down. And you know when you could lose some weight and you could do some things, put on some weight, or you could do certain things, right? You can't be out here looking, take me flaws and all, right? Shoot, let me not even talk about age gap dating. You want a partner, you want a man, you gotta look the part.
Yeah.
If men gotta look the well, men don't necessarily have to look the part.
But you gotta be playing the part in that. Or it might not be a physical attraction thing. Biggie Smalls had Faith Evans when Faith Evans was young and hot.
Yep.
And that Biggie Smalls is, particularly striking, physically attractive.
Ma the lazy. Oh yeah, the ma was big.
But yeah, he was Biggie Smalls. He had clout, he has some money.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So he will pull a girl.
But
Biggie Smalls without the clout and money, probably not Faith Evans. Right? Especially when you look at her current husband, Stevie J. Right, who is physically fit, etc. Right. So as you're saying, you gotta come up to the mark in terms of what the market wants. Right. Men will always be the market for women. Women will always be the market for men. The market will determine whether or not you are valuable. So if women want them to use women. If women say tomorrow they want men with high top fades, guess what? I out. And that's just that. If they want men with big beards, I can go and grow a big beard.
Not me.
You know what I mean? If the women decide, shoot, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson bring back red men is it. That's it for me. And they can't be upset about that. I saw a post from one of our contributors who shall remain nameless. And
you dealing in anonymity.
Yeah, no, I will do that now to protect the reputations of the guilty, right? And I laughed when I saw the post, right? Because she posted this saying it was a video of some men, right? All these men, the water pouring over them and all this thing, right? And I laughed because all the men I like 4% body fat. And I found it funny because it's like, no, we cool with saying, yeah, you as a woman, you as a man, you gotta come looking like that. Right? You can see these men in the gym. But for a man to say, well, yeah, I want what would be the female equivalent of that, get shame for it, It's a problem. So yeah, Lee is very right. You can't look pop down and expect to be put in on a certain level. Romel Hall in the house, and Romel says it was always funny to me how some women have no problem having men perform classic gender roles. But anytime men ask said women for the same, the women that sing like Lil Ray, not me, not me, Bozy. I want all of my toenails.
Here's the thing, right, Romel? I am. B said this evening self in a group chat. It is funny how whenever some of these conversations come up, when women that say men just provide financially, put me in a house, take care of me, and the Bible. But then when you say, well, you can stop home and take care of me, you want me to take care of you and put you in a house. Are you gonna take care of the house? Are you gonna mind children? Are you gonna cook for me? Oh no, but that's so antiquated and old time thinking. The Bible was thousands of years ago. We using a piece of paper that
we disregard the Bible now.
Right? So I find it, just like you, Romel, I find it fascinating that we want traditional, women want traditional men. But, women want traditional men, but women don't want to be traditional. And when we say traditional man, a man that provides, a man that protects, a man that is steadfast, a man that is stoic, they want a man to be a man.
Man's man.
But they don't want to be a woman's woman.
Yeah, I was watching some content here the other day. Kendra G, and this woman calls into show she does not believe in gender roles. She said that up front. She does not believe in gender roles.
Right.
But then further down in the conversation, she's talking and she says when the man takes her out.
Yeah. When the bill come, right? When the bill come, go ahead there. Sorry.
Man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
because I said to myself, no, you don't want traditional gender roles, but you're talking about this man taking you out. How about you take out the man since you don't believe in gender roles?
Right. You don't
How
believe
about you take out the man and pay?
Yeah, no, gender roles only apply when it comes to cooking and regular sex. Things like taking me out and catering to me, catering to women. Come on, no.
We did a short week. It was last week, or week before, whenever it was, with a lady who had this laundry list of things.
Oh yeah.
That she wanted her prospective husband to do for her.
Yep.
And the list included paying the rent and mortgage and all that. And then she still said the man got to cook and clean and wash the dishes too.
Yep. Press something. Press.
Yeah.
Press.
So it's a case where you're just a parasite. And I say this to the ladies: if you got a man that can do all them things on your own, what are you going to pardon the phrase? I don't like to use it, but I can use it now. What are you going to bring to the table? Because it makes no sense. If I doing all them things for myself, I can take on you because you just an extra bill.
How are you? This is how I see it, right? How are you going to enhance? And again, let me be clear: men and women are different. Our roles, how we move as men and women, are different. Then you look at a man and you say, "What you can do for me? You want to know if the man can protect, provide, be there for you, be steadfast, be stoic, be stable, everything like that. Create a situation of leadership, right? The question should not be what women bring to the table. It's how you plan to complement and enhance this man. I don't come and say plan to enhance this man with his business, or I come to enhance his man with because
that means it's sexy things to say though.
Yeah, but what he's saying is there are some men that need input into how to do their affairs, right? But that is not enhancement. If a man is doing something and he's successful at doing what he is doing, shoot, the man might not have his own business. The man may be working somewhere. So enhancing him financially and making money, you could only suggest and do so much. Go back to school or whatever, right? But the point is, if a man is doing what he is doing, he is self-sufficient. You see qualities in this man that makes you say, I want to marry and be with this man, right? He doing what he doing. He is steadfast. He provide whatever. I want to be with this man. Right? How are you going to enhance this man's life? How you can do that? How, I heard a conversation one time, right? I cannot remember where I heard this conversation from. I can't remember if it was on YouTube or not. But a woman was saying something along the lines of, when a man comes into your space, when you see a man that you want or whatever, you should observe that man as he goes about his life. You know what I mean? And figure out how you can help this man in going about doing his thing. You see, we got it kind of, we have got it kind of weird, right? In that today we believe, because women want a man, I want to be very clear. I'm going to use the same words that are said to us. A woman wants a man to lead, provide, deal with certain things, be a man, take care of certain things. But yet still you want the man to be able to help you. And you want a man to be able to help you with your issues and your problems. You want the man to provide or you want the man to support? They're two different things. You understand what I'm saying, Derek?
Well, brother man, I get you. I'm with you wholeheartedly, but I want you to save this conversation for Thursday.
Okay. Well,
the return to Jedi.
Right. I'm just saying there's a lot of honest conversations we need to have, and there are a lot of things that are said out of emotion and out of feelings when it comes to this woman I want, everything like that. That sounds good in the moment, and some of the argument and counterpoints people bring, it sounds good. But when you think about it, there is always say, if you let people talk long enough, they can hide themselves, right? I just find it interesting when women want this whole, that's why for me personally, it's be like, women want this, it gotta be a certain parameter. It gotta be like, man gotta be X, Y, Z, A, B, C. How I got the man in my head, he got to be this. Or how he got the man on paper, he has to be this in real life. Right? But you want the man to read your mind. You want the man to know how to support. You want the man to know how to do this and know how to do that and know how to do this. But you're not doing that for the man. What are you doing for the man? What you doing for the man? How are you supporting your man? Right? Women know. Shoot, submissions are sorry, I didn't mean to say the S word. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The S word is a big word. Shoot, early up the gate, we come with this podcast. We see submission. I think the first episode was about submission, and we get roast per Facebook, right? And I just don't understand how women want a man to submit to them, or they want a man, or they don't want to submit to a man, and they want the man to provide, and they don't want to support. It's a conversation that, and the reason why this conversation always goes tipsy-turvy is because it's the terms used. Women just latch on to submit. Women just latch on to provide. Women just latch on to latch on. Right? But essentially, when you break down these conversations, I think you can realize that men are saying the same thing, especially in the manosphere, especially in certain spaces. Men saying exactly what women want. It's just that women like they just, I don't know. They want to be able to have their cake and eat it too. They want a man to be soft, to be tender, to take care of them, to provide, to kill the barbarian at the gate. Want the man to cook, clean. But what are you doing? But what are you doing? That's why I say, right, in this society, and that's why I can always have issue with this. I know there's a rant, but I can wrap this up real right now. That's why I always say, right, it is harder in this society to be a man than it is to be a woman. I will die on this hill because I understand women have their challenges. I am not saying in this society, particularly for black women, that women do not have challenges. I am not saying that men have challenges and women do not. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying that the burden of pressure and the burden to show and prove and the burden to protect and the burden to deal with violence and the burden to make sure you got your ducks in a row and to provide or whatever is on the man. The data supports it. When you hear stories, it supports it. men pressure men, women pressure men, society pressure men. Yes, I understand that that happens on the opposite side, but literally, if you are a man that can't provide financially, you cross off the list. If you're a man that can't provide emotionally, you cross off the list. But yet we got Instagram models and things getting through daily. We got women that look good getting through on their looks alone. A man cannot get through on his looks alone. Men en masse cannot get through on looks alone. We gotta get up and we gotta go and do something. We gotta be about something. We can't just say, you know. So there's
So
one.
you know,
Yeah, go ahead.
to be fair, you know, at the end of the day, as men grow and they get more, they're able to provide more, and that's why we got younger women going for older men, right? Because we can't get by. We have to show and prove, as you say. So we still gotta go there and we gotta do something. A younger men don't have they have the opportunity, but they don't get through. They don't attain success until a little later in life. So that's part of the challenge that younger men have, you know. But you know, we can talk about them things extensively on Thursday, because today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, extensively on Thursday, because on Thursday we can talk about marriage and, you know, the marriage scam, because women believe that marriage is a scam. Videos to show you about that. Yeah, so that's definitely going to be an interesting show.
You said that women believe that. I want to be clear. Women believe that marriage is a scam.
Yeah.
That should be an interesting conversation.
It's going to be a scam, but hey, you know, those are the things we have. Folks, it is 9:36 in Barbados and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Hit the like button one more time for us. I see Romella here. Romella says, Derek, noted poet Christopher B.I.G. Wallace said, heartthrob never ugly as ever. However, he knew his value based on his credentials. Men don't need to look good if they have money or clout.
Facts,
we ain't supposed to be the pretty ones, you know. And if you ain't got money and clout, then you gotta be pretty.
That's why they say women are the fair sex.
These days it's a little different in that regard, but Lee says, I can't agree. It's easier, but the challenges are different. Well, okay, if that's the position you hold, you can hold that position. I'll tell you this. If you decide to stop working tomorrow, Kevin gonna work that out. and nobody is going to look at you and say, hey, why you ain't helping out Kevin? People will look at Kevin and say, hey, why you ain't making sure that your wife sorted out? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's different, but the challenges are different, yeah, but definitely the burden of performance. Can't just turn and say, yeah, I look like cute. But pressure is built for shoulders, not for hips, say? But folks,
jeez. Lyrics in the ass.
Sure. Yeah. We got some work to do to make sure we got some action for you next couple of days. So I am all for it. We don't make the rules, we just make sure you know what they are. Yeah, you can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Be the best version of you for you, and we are going to see you guys again soon. Please remember, folks, that we still are very much in a COVID environment. I see people going along without a mask and thing, but please remember, folks, be careful out there. We are going to see you guys again very soon. Shorts coming, so look out for them.
Peace and love, people.